Good afternoon, and thank you for joining Conversations for College Success. Thank you to my subscribers and listeners today. If you are not a subscriber yet, I ask you to become one. We're wrapping up our Workplace Performance series with a topic every professional and every student preparing to enter the workforce needs to master: workplace conflict resolution strategies. Although conflict is inevitable, it is not necessarily a sign that something is wrong. It is a sign that there are different personalities, different pressures, different priorities, that people care, that ideas differ, and that collaboration could happen. The real and important question is how we respond to conflict and whether we use it to strengthen or weaken our working relationships. When handled well, conflict can spark innovation, strengthen relationships, and improve performance across teams. Let's look into the strategies that can help you navigate conflict with professionalism, clarity, and confidence. Understand the source or root cause of the conflict. Before you can resolve a conflict, you need to understand what is actually causing the conflict. Common sources of conflict include miscommunication, unclear expectations, differences in work styles, competing priorities and/or resource limitations, personality differences or potential clashes, perceived unfairness or lack of recognition. So, a helpful first question or step would be to ask, is this conflict about the task, the process, or the relationship? Knowing the root cause helps you choose the right approach. Or you can ask an open-ended question like, help me understand what's most important to you in this situation. Next, it is important to practice active listening. Most conflicts escalate because people feel unheard. Therefore, active listening is considered the backbone of conflict resolution. People often calm down when they feel heard. Active listening means you are maintaining eye contact, you're letting the other speak without interrupting, reflecting back what you have heard, you are asking clarifying questions, you validate emotions without necessarily agreeing to everything, you show empathy, even if you disagree. A phrase like, I hear that the deadline change put you in a tough spot. Let's figure out how to move forward. Or, what I'm hearing is, can also lower tension and build trust. Use I statements instead of you statements. You never meet deadlines will definitely trigger defensiveness. I feel stressed when deadlines are missed because it impacts my workload. That can open a better conversation. I statements reduce blame, focus on impact. It keeps your tone respectful. This shift alone can transform the tone of a difficult conversation. Seek common ground. Even in heated conflict, there's almost always something both sides want. A few examples include a successful project, a fair workload, a positive team environment. Naming shared goals helps move the conversation from me versus you to us versus the problem. Collaborate on solutions. Instead of dictating outcomes, include everyone in generating options. The best resolutions are co-created. You can ask, what would a good outcome look like for both of us? How can we adjust our process moving forward? What support do we each need to prevent this from happening again? Effective collaborations include brainstorming without judgment, listing multiple possible solutions, evaluating pros and cons together, agreeing on a plan with shared ownership. The collaboration builds buy-in, ownership, long-term commitment, and reduces friction. Manage emotions, yours and theirs. Conflict can trigger frustration, stress, or defensiveness. Professionalism means staying grounded. Strategies include pausing before responding, using a calm tone and neutral language, focusing on facts, not assumptions or blaming. Again, watch your tone, avoid blaming or personal attacks, and do not assume. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand and manage your emotions and is often the difference between escalation and resolution. And if emotions are too high, it's okay to say, let's take a break and revisit this when we are both calm or calmer. Set clear agreements. Once a resolution is chosen, clarify expectations so nothing is left ambiguous. You want to include who is responsible for what, deadlines or timelines, how progress will be monitored, what happens if issues resurface. Therefore, documenting agreements prevents misunderstandings later. Know when to involve a third party. Sometimes conflicts need a neutral mediator, or possibly a supervisor, HR representative, or a team lead. Bring in help when the conflict is reoccurring, communication has broken down, the issue affects team performance, there's a power imbalance. Especially important when conflicts involve harassment, discrimination, or repeated breakdowns in communication. Seeking support isn't failure, it's a responsible step toward resolution. Build a culture that prevents conflict and turns conflict into growth. Every conflict teaches you something: how you communicate, how you handle pressure, how you collaborate, how you set boundaries. Reflecting afterwards helps you build emotional intelligence and resilience, two of the most valuable workplace skills. The conflict resolution strategy is prevention. Encourage transparent communication, regular feedback with clear roles and responsibilities, psychological safety, recognition, and fairness. Healthy cultures reduce friction and increase performance. Conflict is inevitable, but dysfunction is optional. With the right strategies, you can turn disagreements into opportunities for clarity, collaboration, and stronger relationships. Thank you for joining Workplace Performance Series on Conversations for College Success. Conflict does not have to derail performance. When handled with intention, empathy, and structure, it becomes a catalyst for growth. The strongest teams are not the ones that avoid conflict. They're the ones that navigate it skillfully. If you've enjoyed this series, stay tuned and become a regular subscriber. Send your questions to Conversations for College Success at hotmail.com. Again, send questions to Conversations for College Success at hotmail.com. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep showing up as your best self. Have a great day. Bye-bye.